President of the United States just landed in Beijing like he's on the Billionaire version of Entourage, or at least a really weird episode of The Apprentice. He brought the richest man on earth and the CEO of the most valuable company on earth, Trump, Musk, Jensen Huang, plus Tim Cook, the CEOs of Goldman Sachs, BlackRock, Blackstone, Citi, Boeing, and Meta's head of policy. Show of force, or just mega wealth. You could have brought the whole thing down by saying the words billionaire tax. So they all walked off the same plane in China tonight. I, for one, haven't seen a slow motion AI edit yet of them getting off the plane, but I have seen a lot of jokes about how many leather jackets Jensen Huang packed. But like, honestly, do we think it was like one? Do we think it's multiple? I feel like maybe it's one, like there's like a lucky jacket. This was like a trade show of American mega wealth on display, and we're just getting started. The airline manifest on Air Force One read like a stacked Davos panel. Now, to be clear, this is important, Jensen was not on the original invite list. He was not added to the trip group chat until like last minute. Trump posted that CNBC incorrectly reported Jensen wasn't invited and said he was currently on Air Force One, and added, unless I ask him to leave, which is very unlikely, because Trump can't even appear to defer power to anyone else without nervously reasserting his own. So Jensen boarded during a fuel stop in Alaska, like an alternate ending from Home Alone, where he finally catches up with his family. Nobody gets bolted onto a trip like this and picked up at a layover like that unless the trip can't happen without them. So welcome to the best show in geopolitics this week. The official agenda for the trip is focused on big topics like tariffs, rare earths, AI, the Iran war, Taiwan. Each of them could be their own summit. The dream scenario is progress on Iran and Ukraine, obviously, but the realistic outcome is probably some trade deals, a good photo op. Soybean contract isn't the same as a directive on AGI, but hey. Back to the airline manifest, because I think it's the real story. Everyone has an angle here. So Musk is there. Tesla's second biggest market is China, so SpaceX needs Chinese rare earths, and his AI company competes with Chinese labs. Tim Cook is there. Apple assembles basically everything in China, and they just paid $250 million to settle a lawsuit over Apple Intelligence not working. Thankfully, he's off the hook soon. Jensen is there. Now, NVIDIA is the big one, despite the whole layover business. NVIDIA's chips are the weapons in the US-China tech Cold War. The US blocks China from buying NVIDIA's best chips, or at least they try to. China responded by blocking purchases of the ones that are allowed. Kind of a you can't fire me, I quit situation. The man whose products are literally the ammunition to a huge point of tension between these countries is sitting on the president's plane. Everyone who's coming on the trip basically needs something for China or has an agenda here. They're not just coming for the free breakfast. It's like Dorothy pulling up with her Tin Man, her Scarecrow, her Cowardly Lion, but they're all billionaires. Now, note who's not on the plane. Sam Altman is stuck in a courtroom right now in Oakland testifying in the Musk trial. Musk already put in his time a couple weeks ago. Dario Amodei is in the middle of a fight with both the Pentagon and the White House over Mythos. He's also notably just not a member of Trump's typical cafeteria table. Demis Hassabis from Google DeepMind is, well, just not invited. The three people who are actually running the three most advanced AI labs on Earth are not on the plane or in the rooms where AI policy between the two biggest superpowers is getting discussed. If you wanted somebody who could talk about what happens when AI gets powerful enough to attack a country's infrastructure, which is the very question that made the vice president panic call every CEO in the industry last month over a code red meeting about Mythos. None of those people are in Beijing. They sent the sales reps and left the scientists at home. This trip, mind you, is happening while inflation just hit 3.8%, which is the highest since May 2023. Energy costs are up almost 18% because of the Iran war. The Fed might raise rates. Trump is in China partially to convince Xi Jinping to pressure Iran into reopening the Strait of Hormuz, because $100 oil is the kind of problem that costs you a midterm election. And he cares more about that cost than the cost to Americans. He brought Wall Street's biggest names because he needs trade deals badly enough to fly them there personally. So Trump just landed in Beijing with a plane full of CEOs, the most valuable plane in the world for all of 16 hours. The real agenda is that America needs China to buy things. China needs America to sell chips, and nobody can afford to leave the table, but they're both gonna try. But if Xi ends the summit with a gift of one of Trump's favorite Florsheim Oxfords, maybe you'll know it was a success.